Jones on Speed with Richard Porter, Zog and Gareth Jones.
Are you experienced? Said Jimi Hendrix. I'm trying to do this like the beginning of one of those Alan Partridge intros, you know, where what the hell? Where's he coming from now?
Hide the stake, it's Chrissy Hind.
What I'm saying is I am experienced, guys. I have experienced the world of SatNav for the first time in the last few months. Been driving this BMW with iDrive, right, which Violet's been having a great time with. She loves it, no problem. Go me, a little bit sticky, but it's okay, But, right, it's been sending us places, and I've almost been getting Violet to close the map book and hide it, and let's just go with it and see what happens. Well, it's kind of worked reasonably up to now. You've been going down SatNav avenues, haven't you?
Yeah, well, we haven't talked about this in detail yet, but yeah, I've also been getting to know SatNav properly for the first time. Basically being, you know, very, very impressed and being really in love with this new technology.
Very lost.
You do get lost with SatNav. You just get lost in a different way.
That's right. That's you go to a place. Well, is this it? How do I know if I'm here or not?
Well,
that's the final thing.
Basically, I was blown away by it. I was amazed that this thing can just kind of come into my car and it can tell me exactly where I am and it'll tell me where to go with an amazing degree of accuracy. You know, I started out. First few trips I made were trips that I was, the journeys that I'm familiar with. I know where I'm starting from and going to. And I was impressed that this little unit stuck on the dashboard is giving me the right directions.
You turned up here with a smile a couple of times, though.
Well, see, that's what it must be.
Yeah, that never happens. You usually come here quite anguished. The traffic in North London, and you say, "Hi, look, SatNav, woo!"
Yeah,
so
you see,
it worked.
Well, no, but I always like having a new toy to play with.
Yeah, I know.
There's that.
It's your job.
I was so impressed by the fact that as you're driving along and as you're following your directions, you can get a slightly better idea about what is around you from that little map view that's got, you've got street names and little places popping up. And particularly when you're driving around, you're driving around London, say, you just get a slightly better idea of your kind of geography and context of other things around you in a way that you might not when you're just kind of driving straight up over a road and then making a left. After about 2 weeks, the annoying things started to kind of come in.
What annoys you most, then?
Okay, here we go.
Stand back, Richard. Stand back. This is going to hurt. Okay, I know John's in a bad mood this week.
Okay, first of all, the voice, okay? It's never at the right level.
Yeah,
It's either too quiet and you don't hear over the music, or it's too loud, because you've turned it up, the music's off, and it's shouting at you. Yeah. And, it's okay when it said something once, but because it will repeat stuff, turn left in 800 yards.
In fairness,
turn left in 600 yards.
You're one of the few people I know, you're the only person I know, I think, who sometimes drives along wearing headphones. Because I saw you once on Wood Lane in West London. And I was like, oh, look, an old 944. And I was like, oh, there's Zog. And he's wearing these massive cans on his head. In fact, you're not the only person I know, because a mate of mine was driving along the Westway this morning and he came alongside a Porsche Speedster, an old 58. And he thought, it's a replica. Well, he thought, it's a replica. It's one of those Chesil ones and stuff. But then he saw who was driving it, and it was JK. And he thought, it must be a real one. But JK had some massive headphones on, because presumably your Speedster doesn't come with a stereo.
Listen, absolutely, but okay, so voice volume. Okay, so voice always at the wrong volume. My solution: put a volume knob on it, because it's no good having a little sort of two-button push, up, down. No, it's too loud. Give me a knob.
Volume button. We all relate to that. Instant.
Very simple.
It's the best piece of technology, the best bit of GUI, if you like, for that. Now, I haven't had this.
That's the first thing.
That's the first thing. I've avoided that problem, because there are solutions to this, because I've been driving this 5 Series with iDrive. It's an integrated audio stereo system with it. And I did hear everything. It took me a little while to tune in to the voice of the woman who sounds like, I don't know, she's been eating marbles or something. I don't know. But I hadn't got into...
Do you know why SatNav is always a woman?
What? Because
people prefer hearing a woman's voice give instructions.
Yeah, women don't like to be told what to do by a man, and men don't like to be told what to do by a man, so it's always
it has
a girl.
to be a woman, Although I believe there is a download you can get. There's a patch where you can have Ozzy Osbourne's voice.
John Cleese.
Victor Meldrew as well, I think.
Oh, really? I'd like that. Who would you choose? Who would be the best one? Who would you choose? I'd have Winter Davis.
I'd go for Tom Baker.
Nice.
Winter, right, lovely boy. Turn right, lovely boy.
I'd have Brian Blessed.
Kathleen Turner, how about that?
Kathleen Turner. Do you do Kathleen Turner's voice? Hey Zog, why don't you turn left and then let's go and kiss for a while?
Oh,
that's what you wanted to say.
Hey, I might have an in here, because sounds like a weird and quite rubbish name drop, but my girlfriend's just been working with Alan Dedicote, the voice of the balls off the National Lottery, who's a very lovely man indeed, and he semi-promised to do an answer phone message. for me, which I want him to go.
Fantastic.
We're not here at the moment. This is Alan Dedicote. Release your message.
It seems that everybody and his brother's got satellite navigation these days. Even you two are singing about it, apparently. You were lost, I thought you'd gone, till I turned my tom-tom on. Now I'm on the road and find addresses with postcodes. I needed your love, some guidance from above. Show me the way, take the motorway, take roads classed B and A, some guidance from above, with your satellite of love. With your satellite of love, I locked onto your signal. Geosynchronous fix. Route me around the roadworks. And the congestion on the B306. Yeah. I should mention that this song does go on for another 3.5 minutes, so maybe we'll play you the second half later. Your guidance from above.
Directions on speed. Turn left after 100 yards, then turn it up.
Second annoying thing.
Blimey.
At first, it's fantastic that this thing works. As soon as you get to a point where you've got used to having it in the car, any time that it doesn't work, it becomes annoying. And it becomes more annoying than not having the thing in the first place.
Yeah.
So I get so pissed off when it can't find enough satellites to know where it is, to know where I am. And it's even more annoying when it does it at the start of the journey, because you do get into this stupid habit of assuming that you're going to get into the car, you're basically going to get your first directions from the sat-nav. If you get into the car, turn it on, and it can't find satellite, you sort of spend 5 minutes driving around in circles until it picks up and tells you where to go. Having said that, it is slightly better than what I used to do before, which was to set off on a journey with an insufficiently clear idea of where I was going, the wrong map, and vague directions, in which case I would set off fine, but I'd then spend 15 minutes at the end of the journey driving around in circles trying to find where
but
I
do you
was
do
supposed
what
to
I
go.
used to do, which I still do sometimes, which I call pinball navigation, where you navigate to somewhere that you see a sign. Say, you, for the sake of argument, you were trying to get to Shrewsbury or something like that. Now, I'd get to Birmingham. I'd head to Birmingham because I know it's quite nearby. And then I'd see a sign that would say Wales, and I'd be like, well, that's in the right direction, so I'll do that. And I'll sort of bounce off Wem and then head towards Telford. I know Telford's near Shrewsbury, so I'll keep driving around Telford till I find the sign for Shrewsbury. And it's the longest way possible, but it's pinball.
As long as you keep moving,
You keep moving, of course.
Basically, that is the fundament of how to keep moving if you're driving in central London. But guys, let's face it, I want to go to Kilburn.
Don't stop.
I
And
know
don't look like you don't know where you're going. They'll eat you alive. But here's the thing. Two things about the sat nav is sometimes when they lose the signal, and more sinister than that, a friend of mine was in Spain using one of these pan-European sat-navs, and one day he got up in the morning ready to go somewhere, and the nav didn't work at all. And it didn't work all day. They'd turn the satellites down or off or something like that for nefarious military reasons. So, because it's all, it's all American government stuff, isn't it? So,
evidently run by a Welshman, judging by that.
Well, and
your Windsor Davis voice off the nav unit.
And boring background, that's why people want to build this European sat-nav system.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to be tied into relying on American military.
But talking of these pan-European ones, which does actually boggle my mind, I don't want to sound like I'm sort of fetched up from the 70s and I'm amazed by everything, like my dad, who still thinks mobile phones are weird and strange and sinister, but brilliant. I borrowed one of these little, stick-on sat-navs, a little TomTom one.
Yeah.
And I've been a bit cynical about these, but somebody told me they are always going to be better than the factory-fit ones in a car, because car manufacturers have to develop them and make them compliant with the electronic rules that apply to them and homologate them and stuff like that. So the hardware is updated relatively slowly, and also just because of life cycles of cars.
Yeah.
Whereas the aftermarket ones, they can just keep bang, 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 updating them. So they're now outstripping the ones that are in cars, unless it's a brand new car with a brand new system in it. And they are good. I've got a mate who lives in rural Northamptonshire, and I can never find his house. He lives in a converted barn in a field. And I can never find his house without driving round and round and round lots of times and pinballing off different villages. So I programmed his postcode into the little clip-on sat-nav, and I expected it to take me to roughly the right area. I was passing his driveway, which is hidden by a load of bushes and I can never find, and it suddenly went, turn right, and it turned me not just into his driveway, but sort of down his driveway and then to his house, past the farm that he lives on, and everything, and it got me to his door, like that, and I was like, this is really good. So I took the same unit on holiday with me to Italy, and it got me around Italy. And this is what amazes me, that in one tiny and incredibly thin little box, it's got Europe. Europe is in there. It's amazing.
It is really, really great technology. And despite my little rants there, it's great stuff. Although I have to say, but I have also had a little bit of an insight into one of the downsides of sat-nav, which I think we've talked about before. It's no substitute for a bit of thought and intelligence. You cannot follow the instructions of a dumb box in a
so often on these
way.
story surfaces about someone who's driven into a canal or a nuclear bunker or something. Oh, I was just following my sat-nav. Well, think for yourself, you
exactly.
But here's the thing. I drove down a bus lane the other day because I was coming off Elephant and Castle roundabout, which big one-way system. And as I was coming onto it, I was told to take the second exit off the roundabout, and I wasn't thinking about it enough. Mm-hmm. And this is the actually slightly worrying thing a bit. I didn't pay attention to the signs, because I could see there was a bus lane sign, but I just took the second exit, which happened to be a buses only exit.
And forced you into that
situation. The second exit that the sat-nav was referring to was the next exit, which was a proper road. So
even someone who's interested in driving and takes pride in taking care with his driving can get this false sense of security sometimes.
It's, you can be fooled.
Well, here's a dare for you. If you make sat-nav units, I dare you to put in, test people's attention-paying skills by putting in a secret command that only gets triggered if you go to Rochester or something that says, punch yourself in the face really hard. And see, we're going standing around.
I had this standing joke with the guys in the car. My two sons, I was driving around and said, Dad, where we're going? Oh, I don't know. I said, I just drive. I go forward. The sat-nav can go forward. I go left. I sat-nav go left. I go left. We're there. And I do worry that in the future we could be breeding people who have no idea where they are in the universe.
Well, they already exist. They just go and buy Vauxhall Corsas.
Thank you, Richard.
But tish.
I tell you what is going to happen, though, is that I think we're all going to end up having a bit less autonomy, a bit less control in our cars, because intelligent systems, machine intelligent systems, are going to be taking over more and more jobs in cars.
In that case, Sog, hold that thought, right? Because that is one of the topics for the next programme, which is going to be about driving in the future. So I will say this, that Gareth Jones on Speed will return in the future. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.
Turn left. Sorry, programming players.
Oh, by the way, one final thought, right? One final thought. It just occurred to me. You know that thing that you do when you're driving around waiting for your sat-nav to pick up a signal from enough satellites, right? You know what that's called, don't you?
finding the next track on your iPod?
No. When you do that, there's a name for it, which I've just come up. You do Pinball Navigation, which is this driving around. It's called the geostationary orbit. Thank you.
Bye.
They stole our navigation technology. Now I'm stealing it back. Thank you.
You can contact the programme. Send us an email on speed@garethjones.tv. You can download the show at www.garethjones.tv, and you can subscribe for free at the iTunes Store. The show was made on Earth by Whiz Bang.